how does one get away with murder? And what exactly would you have to do to get away with it? Well,
Alright, well, number one, this video's gonna get age restricted
for
and
sure.
demonetized for certain. Uh,
We're not
but,
even past 10 subscribers. Who cares?
yeah, that is very true. But, I feel that if you were to try to get away with it, I know that you have to go through a lot because the way I think about it, there's a bunch of different ways. Some ways that I've seen, mainly in movies, not in real life. I haven't had any of this. But for example, in Breaking Bad, if any of you guys have seen it, what they do is that they dissolve the body in acid, and uh, they kind of give it away to I don't know if there's like an acid kind of disposal company or whatever, but they just mark a barrel as corrosive, and they send it off along with the murder weapon, and bada bing, bada boom is done. But
Yeah, it's to.
let's say if you didn't.
Sorry.
No, go.
It's like
No, it's
to
okay.
get away like of the toxic materials safely. So like instead of like dumping it in the ocean or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, well, that's how they do it in Breaking Bad. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it whenever I think of like disposing of a body, trying to get away with murder. But the second thing is something I actually seen in The Office, where Dwight kind of goes like partial serial killer mode and just says something about like taking off like your fingertips and like plucking out their teeth
I've seen
so they can't identify.
I've seen
the
that
person.
clip.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of dark, but if you're really not trying to get caught, you already killed the person, so you kind of gotta do what you gotta do. But what about you? What do you think?
Honestly, I I really should have thought about this. Cause like
You wouldn't even think.
I know like of methods, but I never thought of like how to dispose of the body. Cause like if you guys have seen Bones, at one point they shot Dr. Brennan with a blood bullet. And basically, the blood is dense enough to the point where they can pierce skin if it's frozen, right?
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, because like I don't remember like the blood types exactly, but like let's say Dr. Brennan is I don't know, like type O and like their shooter used type A blood. Even if the bullet itself didn't kill her, like the shot, the blood in her system would eventually like kill her.
Oh, okay, so it was like poisonous to her body.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember how they fixed it. It's probably some medical bullshit. um But yeah, I think of that. Or icicle. And
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but like I remember like this doctor or forensic scientist or whatever, somebody like talked about how how that wouldn't work because the longer you hold that icicle, the longer like your skin cells and whatnot would like get on the murder weapon.
Oh, and when it melts, it's gonna leave to cut the prints or wherever the water is, right?
Yeah, which makes sense. And then they're like, oh, but if you think about gloves, forget about it because every single type of glove has like a specific material. And, if it's like expensive or whatever, we can probably track it with a credit card or whatever. Just I don't even know like what their profession is to be honest, but I'm just thinking, all right. So I can't hold it with my bare hand and I can't hold it with my glove. So I'll push them into the icicle. Make it look like an accident.
Oh gosh. Uh, what if you just get any kind of clothing, fabric, just hold it with that?
Yeah, as soon as
It doesn't need to be a glove.
yeah, as soon as I said that, I'm like, what about an oven mitt? Because like I have an
Plus,
oven
you can
mitt
just-
in my kitchen that has been there since I was born.
Are you planning something? No, I'm just
No.
No. Just stay in your house on April 17th. Alright, no, I'm just.
was very specific.
No, but I was actually kind of thinking, uh, even if it's a glove, right? You said if it's an expensive glove, they can track the card and see who bought that kind of glove with that material.
Yeah.
But I mean, what if it's what's it called? You can do that. That's cool. But what if you buy that glove off of somebody with money, so you can't trace it? You know, like under the ground or under the table kind of deal.
Yeah.
So you have the glove, and they can't trace it back to you unless they trace the person that sold it to you, and then they say, oh, this guy bought it, and then they track you down that way. But I mean, then it's kind of hard to trace down one pair of glove,
I know, right?
even if it's like a even if it's like a good like a good kind of high end material, because a lot of these people out here are buying stuff like that. So you gotta interview every person, and out of all however many stores sell those kind of gloves, I think it's gonna take way too long. And by the time you get through that, it's just the crime's gonna be irrelevant.
I just thought of something kind of dark. What if,
What is
what
it?
if like you get your hands on like their water bottle or like their hydro flask, whatever the fuck they have, and
Mhm.
put round up glass in there?
Wouldn't like powdered glass,
Yeah.
right? Okay, now I'm thinking about it, because wouldn't it change the consistency of it? Because you'd feel it when you're drinking it,
Yeah, but
you know?
like I don't know,
Unless
maybe
they have ice in the bottle.
true.
Or freeze the powdered
Oh,
glass in their ice and then put it in there. Oh,
oh.
causing some real internal bleeding.
Hmm.
Oh gosh, dude. Okay. Okay, moving on from like subtle killings. What about like if it was like a heated moment kind of thing, right?
Right.
And you bring out a gun, or you bring out a knife, or you beat somebody to death with like a nearby blunt object. How do you deal with it then? Because now it's just kind of like, oh crap, I gotta do this quick. I don't have the time to get acid. I don't have the time to make powdered ice glass or whatever. So what would your strategy be then?
Well, it depends. It was a heated argument and everything, right?
Yeah, just
Where
use that
where
example.
was the argument?
Alright, just for the sake of this, I won't make it hard. Let's just say it was in. Okay, let's say you're at a bar. I'm gonna set the scene.
All right.
You're at a bar with somebody that you met. Not really a friend, not an acquaintance, just you kind of met him. You thought they were cool. You guys are both just a little bit drunk, but he's more drunk than you. And you guys are walking to each other's cars, or you call him a taxi, whatever. Before you call the taxi, you guys get into an argument, doesn't matter about what, and you're in the alley behind the bar.
Okay.
So the bar is loud, so they won't really hear the screams, or they won't really hear any kind of like dispute going on.
Hmm.
But they will hear a gunshot if you decide to use a gun. But one person will come out looking around to see where that sound came from. He doesn't know, or she doesn't know it was a gunshot. They just know that it was a very loud sound. Nobody else comes in, but that's the scenario.
Are there security cameras?
Not behind the place, no. There's one, you're just right in the blind spot.
Okay.
So they don't have your face, they just have you walking by, and that's it.
All right. What um would the dumpster be in a blind spot?
No, the dumpster's clear in the camera.
Damn. So that honestly would be really good.
It would be, but then if they found the body and they reviewed the camera, they'd see you walking with the guy, so most likely they'd come for you and ask you questions.
Right. But somebody is coming to check on like the gunshot.
Oh, you're using a gun.
Oh, never mind. I thought like
No, you have any choice in weapon. I'm saying if you decide to use a gun, one person's gonna come out and check.
okay. Honestly, I think I think I'm strong enough to choke someone to death.
Oh gosh. Alright, so I'm gonna like Dungeons and Dragons and roll and see what you get on display. uh, okay, let's just say you you're fighting, you're struggling, he's trying to resist your chokehold, but you end up getting a good uh, grip on him, and you actually have like an advantage in your position, so you end up choking him out, but he's only unconscious.
Mhm.
So you this isn't kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna leave him unconscious, I'm gonna leave him next to somewhere and he wakes up next. No, you have to kill him, right? Like, you're gonna have to murder this dude. So right now he's unconscious and you have him in a chokehold, but you hear people walking down the alley. What do you do there?
And the taxi is coming, right?
No, you were about to call a taxi, but that's when the argument started,
Okay.
and that's when you guys got into the fight.
Um. hmm, Someone is definitely coming.
Or how about this? In the midst of your chokehold, you like snap the guy's neck, so he's already dead. Let's just say that. And uh, the camera is, again, you're still in the blind spot. Someone's coming through the alley. They're just arriving, but you're hearing voices. You know they're coming. The guy is there. You still have him in his arms, or you still have him in your arms, sorry. And what's it called? There is a door to the bar next to you, and inside the door is like a little kind of crew only place, you know.
Right.
Yeah, let's just say that. And it's also nighttime, by the way. So
Of
you
course.
have like some darkness to your advantage, of course.
Um. Crap. I was gonna say. Oh, I just leave the body there and then just pretend like I just stumble across him. So like, all you hear is, "Sir, are you awake?" Or just some shit like that. But the
Yeah.
camera most likely caught us leaving together.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn. Um. hmm.
And just imagine, like, in the moment too, like they're already there by now, but you're lucky that you have some time to think about it.
So there's two of them coming, right?
Yeah. A guy and a girl, just for example.
Fuck it. I gotta choke them both. I know I can do it.
Oh god. Okay, let's say you start choking the guy first.
No,
right?
I'm doing them both at the
And-
same time.
Oh.
I know. I have obviously I haven't tried this, but I think I know of a method that if I get a no, if I pretend to be like a belligerent drunk, they wouldn't like avoid me for a second. They'd be too like, "You okay, sir?" type of motherfuckers.
Yeah, alright. Um, when you said like you choked both of them, I was kind of thinking you choked one of them with your leg, and then you choked the other one with your arm. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I guess.
That honestly might be more effective. Because like my thing is, like that type of hug that like you see people doing on TV, where it's like, two of them are facing one way, one person is facing the other, and like the one person is like hugging them both.
The one person that's hugging is in like their head is in between both of their heads.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah, I would just do that, but apply extra force.
Extra force. But what about their arms? Because their arms are still free, so they can fight back. And that's two of them. Even extra force.
Yeah. I gotta cut off that oxygen.
You already know.
Gotta cut.
What I was kind of thinking. What do you want to say?
Cut off that oxygen like I did to my grandpa. Nah.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. They both dead.
Sheesh. Alright, well. I was kind of thinking maybe. I don't know like where the two people are walking to an alley. I don't know if they're going inside their car. But it's just an alley. And it's like a dead end. So maybe they're going to go like try to hook up or something behind. But I would have tried to like scare them off. Like not scaring them with the body, but I kind of just would have been acting like a drunk, or I would have been just very suspicious, so they'd back away or they'd leave.
Yeah, I was thinking.
And then after they leave, then I'll like kind of settle with the body.
Yeah, I was thinking, what if I just like asked them for like change or some shit? Because we're in LA, we like
Homeless is a problem here.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like with people like they see it as two options: either help or avoid them and pretend like they don't
Mm-hmm.
exist. And let's hope these people are
Exactly.
assholes.
Let's just hope.
And just in case, I'll act like I'm pathetic.
Just like scratching your neck.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Would you
I
like
got
to buy a
pizza.
sock?
Oh gosh, what the heck? Oh, okay. All right. Let's just say I don't know if you want to continue with this
Oh,
scenario.
hell yeah, this is fun.
All right. So let's just say you end up becoming an aspiring meth addict, and you end up scaring the two people away, right?
Right.
And so now you have to deal with the body. So there's one. I mean, there's one of two ways you can do. One, try and sneak him past the camera, and I'm sorry, not sneak him. Try to sneak past the camera, maybe disable it or cover it or something. Try to get his body into the dumpster because that's what you wanted to do in the first place. But there's a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Or what you can do is you can try and what's it called? Do the same thing, disable the camera, but instead of putting his body into a dumpster, find a different way to dispose of his body. And you're still like you're not drunk, but you're just a little bit buzzed, but you're able to drive. But your car is around the corner, and you could cut through the block so you won't get seen. But there's a couple fences in the way, and that'd be pretty tough to do with a body. So what would you choose?
Hmm. Wow, this is so.
And I'm making this up on the
Yeah,
spot,
this is
by the
this
way.
is a real puzzler. I was thinking, what if I switch clothes with the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I like go back into the bar, make sure I'm seen for a bit, and then I leave, make sure they don't see my face, and then I leave. Like alive. That guy is still alive. Last time I saw him, the guy he left with is gone, and then I disable the camera, and then I throw the guy's body in the dumpster. But
Okay.
like, I'd probably move some of the bags because like behind a bar, if you find someone like digging in the dumpster, usually you don't care because you're like, oh, they're probably just digging for like recycling because it's usually
Yeah.
just glass bottles.
Yeah, of course.
So like, that's
And mainly beer bottles.
yeah. So yeah, like that's an option. I take some of the bags out. They'll be like, oh hey, here I'll leave this here if you want. It's like thanks man. And then I put the guy's body in there. And just for good measure, I take some of the bottles with me. So like it's not
All
suspicious.
right.
Like, I left him some, and yet they're all here. I know that's like a really weird scenario. Like someone's taking into account like how many bottles should be there and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, that's sure, sure. Okay, how about this? Just to make it a little bit harder. So let's say, okay, you pass that scenario. Let's say you didn't get caught. But another scenario, same thing, but the guy is like 3 sizes smaller than you, so you can't fit into his clothes.
3 sizes smaller than me.
Yeah, like he's a dwarf.
Oh, well, in that case, I carry him to my car and pretend like he's my son that just passed out. Not passed out. Fell asleep at the movies or some shit.
Oh
Obviously,
gosh,
that's harder to do as a guy.
that is very true.
Like I was telling my sister yesterday that I never felt comfortable picking her up because like I'd
Mhm.
be messing with her while we were on the bus, and
Yeah.
like nobody ever like looked at me or was like, "What are you doing? Like, do you even know her?" But like I always felt like that shit was gonna happen, and
No, of course nowadays that's kind of like a not taboo, but you know what I mean. It's just a guy with a younger girl. It's always just seen as a predator.
yeah,
But if it's an older woman with a younger boy, it's like, oh, that's the guy's mom, or that's the boy's older sister or aunt or something.
yeah, exactly. That's why it's like more difficult, but like maybe I could pull it off.
Yeah. I mean, plus, if there's a younger kid like your sister that's just bound to be an adult, right?
Yeah.
And as long as she doesn't like just yell out, "Get away from me, you creep!" then you know you're in trouble. But
My sister would do some shit similar to that. Not like exactly like that, but we would just be talking or whatever, and sometimes I'd like poke her, and I'd poke her too hard, and then she would just go ah, just like really loud and shit, and like I didn't know what to do because if I ran away, that implies something.
yeah, you did something. You don't want to be caught.
But if I stayed there, I don't
You
know.
have to face the music.
Exactly. So I always just knocked her out, and that's why she has brain damage. I'm kidding.
Sheesh, dude, the heck? And that's why she's struggling in algebra. No, but
Actually, she is.
okay. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't struggle in algebra once in a while?
Smart people.
Algebra's. I wouldn't call them smart. I just call them. They have good memorization.
Yeah.
But okay, let's do that different scenario. Or actually, do you want to end the video? It's getting 21 minutes.
Actually, we'll pick this up in the next video. I actually have an even better scenario.
All right, cool. All right then. Outro time.
Yeah, outro time.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to this video.
See you guys.
And we'll see you guys later.